These 80-year-olds perform on memory tests like people decades younger. And when researchers actually looked inside their brains, they found a biological difference that may explain why. They were growing about twice as many neurons in the memory center of the brain. And these superagers had one surprising thing in common, and it wasn't their diet or how much they exercised. So for about 25 years, researchers at Northwestern have been studying people over 80 who somehow maintain a memory of people that were 20 or 30 years younger. And then researchers examined donated brain tissue from these participants, and they zeroed in on the hippocampus, which is one of the main areas involved in memory formation. And compared with the cognitively normal older adults, these superagers had about twice as many newly developing neurons. And then when you compare them with people with Alzheimer's disease, they had about 2.5 times as many. So the obvious question is, what are these people doing differently? Well, when researchers looked at what these superagers had in common, it wasn't some special diet or exercise routine that stood out, but it was their relationships. Superagers reported having more satisfying and high-quality relationships with other people than cognitively normal adults their own age. Now, that doesn't prove that having close friends is what caused their brains to grow more neurons. There's an obvious chicken and egg problem here. Maybe people whose brains are aging better are simply more likely to stay socially connected. But here's why I wouldn't dismiss this social connection part. We have a much larger body of research that links social isolation and loneliness with worse cognitive outcomes. And we know that our environment and our behavior can affect epigenetics, which is basically where your genes can get turned on or off, which then changes how cells function without changing the DNA itself. And that may actually connect back to what they saw in the brain tissue. Genetic programs involved in brain cell survival and communication between neurons, well, they appear to stay active, while some of the same programs were switched off in Alzheimer's disease. So this doesn't mean going out with your friends this weekend is going to suddenly make your brain grow twice as many neurons, but it does add something that we're seeing over and over again in brain health. The people that we stay connected to may be doing more for our brain than we realize.